On the Dochi continent, 8 years had passed since the earth-shaking clash between the Flame Emperor and the Soul Emperor. In those 8 years, the Central Plains had not only been reshaped, but had also risen into an era of unprecedented prosperity. Geniuses and unparalleled prodigies emerged one after another, dazzling the land with their talents and carving out legends of their own. At the same time, sects sprang up like bamboo after the rain. The once revered structure of one pagoda, one hall, 2 sects, 3 valleys and 4 pavilions had long been broken. Aside from forces like the Burning Flame Valley and the Pill Tower that still endured, the rest had been replaced by even stronger factions. Powers rose and fell in constant flux, and the Central Plains entered yet another flourishing golden age. Yet even so, in the hearts of all factions, there remained a single towering presence that ruled above all. This colossus no longer interfered in the struggles of the Central Plains. Its duty had surpassed such matters. It now safeguarded the stability of the entire Dochi continent. Because of it, there existed a supreme figure within the Sky Mansion Alliance, a Dodi, the Flame Emperor Xiaoyan. The headquarters of the Sky Mansion Alliance was the Falling Star Pavilion. Once a hidden sect, it had now become even more secluded and mysterious, concealed deep within endless forests. With the methods Xiaoyan had personally arranged, even a Do Sheng would find it impossible to locate. Within the depths of the pavilion stood a vast ancient hall. There a handsome young man dressed in black sat cross-legged. Not a trace of aura leaked from his body, yet the few Do Shengs present felt an overwhelming pressure that stirred unease deep within their hearts. This was the might of a Do Di. Without releasing a single wisp of energy, he could make even Do Shengs feel tension. In this world, there was only one person capable of such dominance, the Flame Emperor Xiaoyan. At that moment, Xiaoyan slowly exhaled. His eyes opened and a fierce flame flickered within them. He lifted his head, gazing toward the ceiling, his deep eyes seeming to pierce through the world itself. "I can feel it," he said calmly. "Within a month at most, that mysterious summoning force will appear." His words caused the expressions of the surrounding Do Shengs to shift in shock. "Yana, what do you mean?" A middle-aged man in plain linen stepped forward, his voice urgent. Xiaoyan closed his eyes briefly before speaking in a measured tone. "Father, I believe the mystery behind the disappearance of Du Dis on the Dao Qi continent originates from that force." Gu Yuan's expression changed. He turned to glance at Zhu Kun beside him, whose eyes were equally filled with astonishment. Xiaoyan merely smiled, saying nothing further. His gaze shifted forward as though encompassing the entire continent within it. 1 month later, Central Plains, Sky Mansion Alliance, Tower of Heaven. Xiaoyan, clad in black robes, sat cross-legged atop the towering structure. His aura was steady, as though he had merged with heaven and earth. Below the tower, countless experts had gathered. Their eyes burned with fervor as they looked up at him, filled with unrestrained reverence and awe. "Tell me, is what Xiaoyan said true?" Gu Yin gazed at the figure atop the tower and asked Zhu Kun in a low voice. Zhu Kun pondered briefly before replying, "It should be. The ancient records of my Void Ancient Dragon clan also mention the disappearance of a Du Di. Otherwise, do you think anything in this world could kill one?" Gu Yin nodded slowly. The Gu clan had once produced more than one Do Di, yet all had vanished mysteriously. From this, Xiaoyan's words held undeniable weight. Suddenly the sky shifted. A strange phenomenon unfolded as the heavens darkened like ink. A ring of light slowly formed, twisting into a spatial crack. From within it, a faint aura seeped out, yet that faintness alone left everyone present deeply shaken. As the spatial black hole expanded, Xiaoyan's eyes burned with intensity. His fist clenched tightly, his calm heart beginning to stir once more. For over a decade he had lived in peace. The fiery, battle-hungry nature within him had gradually cooled. But now, gazing at the boundless black hole, that aura, it reignited his blood. It made it boil. Is this origin monarch Qi? Zhu Kun and Gu Yuan felt the aura permeating the heavens. The Du Qi that had long stagnated within them suddenly began to circulate once more. They exchanged shocked glances, struggling to steady their hearts. When they looked again at the black hole, their eyes were filled with both astonishment and blazing anticipation. Without hesitation, the two surged toward it. "What's happening?" Xiao Yan raised an eyebrow as he watched them rush forward, then nodded slightly as if understanding. In a flash, he appeared before the black hole. Stretching out both hands, boundless, Do Qi gathered before him as he grasped at an invisible force. Puff. In the next instant, a powerful recoil sent him flying back dozens of meters. A trace of blood appeared at the corner of his lips. Whoosh, whoosh. Two graceful figures appeared instantly supporting him. "Are you all right, Xiao Yan?" Juna asked anxiously. Xiao Yan shook his head, staring at his hands, surprise flickering in his eyes. A faint smile curved his lips. With a casual motion, he pushed the invisible energy toward Juna and Kai Lin. Both were at the peak of the 9-star Dao Sheng realm, and upon absorbing it, the Dao Qi within them surged wildly. Seeing their stunned expressions, Xiao Yan chuckled softly. This origin monarch Qi was indeed extraordinary. Under countless gazes, he charged forward once more. Again and again, he seized strands of origin monarch Qi, sending them toward Kailin, Shuna Gu Yuan, and Zhu Kun. After absorbing several strands, Gu Yuan's body suddenly trembled. In an instant, a terrifying aura erupted from within him, shaking the heavens. At the same time, Zhu Kun's aura exploded forth as well. The pressure forced all those below the Dao Sheng level to spit blood, while even some Dao Sheng struggled to breathe. When the heavenly phenomenon finally subsided, the auras of the two stood on par with Xiao Yan's. Silence fell over the entire square. Two Dao Dis had been born. For thousands of years, not a single Dao Di had emerged. Yet now, within mere decades, 3 had appeared before their eyes. It was beyond belief. Zhu Kun and Gu Yuan felt the vast, immeasurable Dao Qi within their bodies. Their faces lit up with uncontrollable joy. For millennia, they had longed for this realm. Wait a moment. Xiao Yan's gaze shifted to Shuna and Kai Lin. Their auras had also reached their limits. They were on the verge of breaking through. Before they could speak, Xiao Yan had already transformed into a streak of light, charging once more toward the black hole. Time passed. With a sharp crack, the barrier of the black hole shattered. A terrifying aura surged outward. Xiao Yan's expression changed slightly. He called out in a deep voice, "Seniors, join me. The suction here is growing stronger." Zhukan and Gugen nodded, stabilizing themselves against the raging spatial storm. They rushed forward. Grasping strands of origin monarch Qi, they retreated and sent them toward the two women. Boom! In that instant, Zuna's aura soared. The heavens and earth responded. Winds roared, clouds churned, and twin suns shone together. The phenomenon lingered for a long time before fading. Zhena stood in the void, bathed in endless, multicolored light, drawing the gaze of all. Moments later, Kai Lin also broke through. 4 Dao Dis stood beneath the heavens. With a single breath, they all marveled inwardly. This origin monarch Qi was truly domineering. In just a single day, it had elevated them to such heights. If brought back to the Dao Qi continent, it would surely give rise to even more Dao Dis in the future. The world fell silent once more. Xiao Yan stood beneath the sky, gazing at the drifting strands of origin monarch Qi. A brilliant light surged within his eyes. After making his decision, Xiao Yan flicked his storage ring. In one swift motion, he consumed several Tier 8 medicinal pills to replenish his Dao Qi, and a trace of color slowly returned to his pale face. After a brief pause, Xiao Yan turned around. His gaze swept across Gu Yuan and the other 3 as he spoke in a steady voice. "Activate the spatial seal. I'll attempt to draw out a portion of the origin monarch Qi." The 4 of them immediately nodded, unable to conceal the joy on their faces. With the vast divine abilities of fighting monarchs, they sealed the surrounding space, forming a protective barrier over everyone below. Xiao Yan drew in a deep breath. His 10 fingers moved in rapid succession, leaving behind layers of afterimages. Moments later, the flames surrounding his body surged violently. A boundless suction force erupted, pulling strands of origin monarch chi out from the depths of the black hole. Xiaoyan suddenly clenched his fists. In an instant, the extracted origin monarch chi dispersed and merged into the heavens and earth. High-ranking Doushengs below immediately sensed a subtle yet profound change in the air. A moment later, Xiaoyan exhaled deeply. His face had turned pale once more as he slowly withdrew his hands. At this moment, countless gazes across the central plains and even the entire continent were fixed upon this place. When they sensed the presence of 5 vast surges of Du Qi, their expressions changed drastically. Figures began to emerge from mountains and forests, rushing frantically towards Central State. Everyone, I have already guided out a portion of the origin monarch Qi. From now on, the chances of advancing to the fighting monarch realm will increase. The shackles between heaven and earth have been significantly weakened. After speaking, Xiaoyan cupped his fists toward the countless figures below. If fate allows, we shall meet again. The 5 fighting monarchs slowly ascended toward the black hole. Just as they were about to step inside, a resounding voice from the Sky Mansion Alliance echoed through the heavens. Farewell, Alliance Master. Farewell, Madam Alliance Master. Yun Yun, the little fairy doctor, and the others gazed at the black-robed figure in the sky. Joy filled their beautiful faces, yet beneath it lay deep sorrow and reluctance. This man had finally reached a height beyond their grasp. Members of the Xiao clan send off the patriarch. Countless Xiao clan experts stood suspended in the air. At their forefront, Xiao Xiao bit her lip, struggling to hold back her tears, her small fists clenched tightly. The ancient Void Dragon clan respectfully sends off the old dragon monarch. The Gu clan respectfully sends off the patriarch and the young lady. A heaven-shaking roar resounded across the central plains. Yao Lao Xiaozhan and the others looked toward Xiaoyan, their hearts brimming with pride and an unspoken reluctance to part. Kid, keep working hard. When these old bones of mine reach the fighting monarch realm, I'll come take a look. By then, I expect you'll already have made quite a name for yourself. Yao Lao spoke with a warm smile. Gradually, the voices behind them faded into silence. The 5 figures stepped into the space black hole. Staring into the boundless darkness ahead, Xiaoyan spoke softly. Let's go. I wonder what awaits us beyond. Gu Yuan and the others nodded. With a flip of his palm, Xiaoyan summoned the glazed monarch flame, formed from 23 heavenly flames, and shaped it into a heavenly flame barrier that enveloped them all. In an unknown realm, he dared not lower his guard. Without hesitation, the 5 of them shot forward, streaking toward their destination. Within the space black hole, the concept of time was indistinct. Xiaoyan and the others had flown for an unknown number of days. The surroundings remained endlessly dark. The only change was that the density of origin monarch chi was steadily increasing. Sensing this, a surge of excitement rose within them. They accelerated once more, vanishing like streaks of light from the region. Moments later, a figure wreathed in lightning quietly appeared. After pausing briefly, it too surged forward, following the direction Xiaoyan and the others had taken. After an indeterminate stretch of time, Xiaoyan gazed ahead with mechanical focus. Strange fire flickered within his eyes. Suddenly, a glimmer of light appeared in the distance. His expression brightened with unmistakable joy. I see the end. The spirits of the other 4 lifted instantly. After such a long journey, even as fighting monarchs, fatigue had begun to creep into their bones. I'll rest for a moment. Once I recover, we'll push straight through to the end. Xiaoyan came to a halt. The others nodded in agreement. Their Douqi reserves had also dwindled. Just as Xiaoyan was about to take out medicinal pills for everyone, a sudden buzzing sound tore through the air. An invisible attack surged in from an unknown direction, slamming violently into the heavenly flame barrier. Using the brief moment of resistance provided by the barrier, the 5 of them instinctively scattered from their positions. In the next instant, the heavenly flame barrier shattered abruptly, and even the surrounding space trembled faintly. Xiaoyan stared at the point of impact, his expression turning grave. The stability of space here was extraordinarily high, so much so that even his full-force attacks could not shake it. Yet this strike had caused it to tremble. Just how terrifying was the strength of its origin? Before his thoughts could settle, a cold voice echoed from the distance. I never expected a fighting monarch to emerge from that broken place. Fine. Then stay and keep me company. A trace of mocking amusement lingered within the voice. As the voice echoed through the void, a figure slowly emerged from the distant darkness. Xiaoyan fixed his gaze on the devilish black-haired man, his expression steady as he spoke in a low, controlled tone. "Senior, what is the meaning of this? Being intercepted by such a mysterious expert within this strange spatial black hole stirred a faint unease in Xiao Yan's heart. The man let out a cold sneer. Flames seemed to burn within his eyes as they swept across Xiao Yan and the others. His hoarse voice rang sharply in their ears. What do I mean? Ha! I have waited here for nearly 10,000 years. Not a single fighting monarch has appeared. I've long since grown tired of waiting. It wasn't easy to encounter one back then, yet that brat was born of flames, and I accidentally let him escape. But now, the 5 of you." He chuckled darkly. "If I devour you, I will surely break through." Xiao Yan and the others' expressions shifted drastically. Their eyes filled with shock as they stared at the 9 nether monarch's bug. Gu Yuan clenched his teeth and demanded, "Are you saying all the fighting monarchs of the Do-Chi continent have been devoured by you?" "The 9 nether monarchs." Bug snorted coldly, his voice dripping with mockery. "If I were already full, I might have spared a few weaker ones. But the 5 of you, I have no intention of letting any of you go." Haidewan gave a cold snort. A vast and majestic Du-Chi suddenly erupted from his body. Seeing this, Gu Yuan and the others roared in anger as well. In an instant, 5 powerful auras surged into the void. Feeling the immense Do-Chi coursing through him, Xiao Yan slowly clenched his fists. His voice was calm, yet carried undeniable resolve. "Senior, do not force our hand. Otherwise, we will not surrender without a fight." The 9 nether monarch's bug burst into laughter. He shook his head with disdain. "Humph, 4 pieces of trash who haven't even reached the mid-stage of a 1-star fighting monarch. And a mere 2-star Dao Di dares to challenge me." As his words fell, he stepped forward. The aura he released was overwhelming, at least 100 times stronger than Xiao Yan's. Devastating fire body. The moment Xiao Yan unleashed his aura, he activated his technique. A blazing fire lotus shot forward, hurtling toward the 9 nether monarch's bug. At the same time, Honglong, Yellow Springs, Heavenly Wrath. 3 soul attacks followed in rapid succession, chasing the fire lotus at terrifying speed. Carrying destructive force, they surged toward their target. By the time the 9 nether monarch's bug reacted, the attacks had already arrived before him. Facing the ferocious assault, the creature's eyes remained filled with ridicule. A savage grin spread across his face. With a loud shout, he threw out his right fist. The fire lotus collided with the overwhelming force. The exquisite dark green lotus endured for only a brief moment before shattering completely under the impact. With a single strike, it was destroyed. His fist shifted into a palm. Dark Dao Qi surged forth, forming a transparent light barrier before him. Boom, boom, boom. The 3 soul attacks struck the barrier one after another, detonating with deafening force that shook the surrounding space. Xiao Yan's expression remained grim as he stared at the trembling light barrier at the center of the explosion. A flicker of determination passed through his eyes. Suddenly his aura transformed, turning incomparably scorching. Raising both hands above his head, a terrifying presence began to gather, causing Zhu Kun and the others to change expression. This fellow forced Xiao Yan to use his strongest trump card. Zhu Kun muttered in shock. Gu Yun's gaze remained fixed ahead, his face dark. The light barrier was on the verge of collapse. Taking a deep breath, he said in a low voice, "Zhu Kun, Kai Lin, Shun we must go all out as well. This opponent is far stronger than we imagined." The 3 nodded silently. Kai Lin let out a cold laugh. "Perfect. I've yet to truly test the strength of a fighting monarch. Shana giggled softly. Sister Kailin is right. With Mr. Xiao Yan leading us 5 fighting monarchs working together, we can definitely destroy this creature. Ju Kun and Gu Yuan exchanged a bitter smile. Without hesitation, the 4 raised their auras to the absolute limit, their eyes locking onto Xiao Yan, who slowly opened his eyes. His black pupils were calm and unwavering as they settled on the 9 nether monarch's bug in the distance, still unscathed. The latter met his gaze and revealed a vicious grin. Xiao Yan responded with a faint smile, exhaling softly. Suddenly his hands trembled. A massive flaming ruler hundreds of feet in length condensed into existence above him. The terrifying aura it emitted caused Gu Yuan and the others to grow solemn. This heavenly flame eternal ruler is several times stronger than when he sealed Hun Tiandi. Xiao Yan has already surpassed us, Ju Kun said with a heavy sigh. Try this 9 nether monarch's bug. As Xiao Yan's voice rang out, his arm swung down. The colossal flaming ruler tore through the pitch-black void before crashing toward its target. That boy has quite a few tricks, the 9 nether monarch's bug sneered. But this move is far from enough to threaten me. With a raw, boundless black Du Qi gathered in his hands, turning them pitch black. A flash of excitement crossed his eyes. Watch closely, little thing. I'll show you how your strongest move is broken. The flaming ruler descended with unstoppable force, yet the 9 nether monarch's bug remained unmoving. Only when it was about to crush down upon him did he suddenly shout, thrusting both hands upward to seize it. His grip was firm as iron. Endless black Du Qi surged from his palms, flooding into the ruler and rapidly eroding it. Xiao Yan's eyes flickered. His hand seals shifted. The massive ruler trembled. Then, before everyone's eyes, it exploded. A boundless sea of flames erupted instantly, engulfing the 9 nether monarch's bug within its inferno. Boom! At the very instant the heavenly flame eternal ruler detonated, Ju Kun's aura surged and shifted. In a single breath he reverted to his true form. A colossal dragon stretching 1,000 feet filled the entire expanse of space. Its cold, indifferent gaze swept across the raging sea of fire as golden radiance erupted from its body. From that brilliance, an even larger illusory dragon took shape. Lifting its head, it released a thunderous roar before plunging straight into the inferno. A deafening explosion followed. The massive dragon let out a deep, muffled growl as its enormous body abruptly shrank by a noticeable margin. In the next moment, a crystal-clear ancient mirror transformed into a streak of emerald light, flashing into the sea of flames before everyone's eyes. It was immediately followed by a colossal golden palm spanning thousands of feet, along with 9 deep purple bolts of thunder. These 3 devastating attacks carried ripples of death as they surged into the blazing inferno. Xiao Yan and the others had unleashed their most powerful techniques. Their expressions were grave as they watched the flames slowly die down before them. Everyone understood if the 9 nether monarch's bug had not been gravely injured this time. Hong Long, as the flames faded and the smoke had yet to clear, a cold, mocking laugh echoed from within. Their hearts sank. They exchanged glances, each seeing the same trace of bitter realization in the other's eyes. Ha ha, not bad. That actually hurt. The 9 nether monarch's bug stepped out from the smoke. His robes were in disarray, his chest scorched black. Blood covered his face, and from one eye, dark, tainted blood continued to flow. He wiped his face, his expression turning vicious. Now all of you will bear my fury. As his voice fell, his body trembled slightly. At nearly the same instant, Xiao Yan, who had been probing the surroundings with his soul power, felt a jolt of alarm. His pupils shrank to pinpoints as he shouted sharply, "Uncle Zhu, be careful." Before the warning could fully leave his lips, a pained dragon's roar split the air. Ju Kun's massive dragon form was struck and sent flying by the suddenly appearing 9 nether monarch's bug. Blood streamed from the dragon's body as it was hurled away. Shock and fury surged through Xiao Yan's eyes. He turned to look at the fading after-image of the 9 nether monarch's bug's true form not far away, his heart shaken to the core. Just how powerful was this creature? Within this mysterious space, his speed could leave behind nothing but illusions. Kailin appeared beside Xiaoyan, her cold and proud voice tinged with rare helplessness. What do we do? This monster is far too strong. The 5 of them had joined forces, unleashing their ultimate trump cards. Yet they had only managed to inflict minor injuries. For someone as proud as Kailin, such powerlessness ignited deep frustration. Xiao Yan's eyes flickered as he murmured, snakes, insects. Their source is yin. What they fear is fire and thunder. As his words fell, he flipped his palms. A pink demonic flame blossomed in one hand, while in the other appeared the heavenly thunder fury, ranked 18th on the heavenly flame list. Shaoyi, unleash the true essence of flame. Burn it. His voice rang out cold and commanding. The pink flame surged outward, transforming into a vast sea of fire stretching 10,000 feet, sweeping toward the 9 nether monarch's bug. Facing the incoming inferno, the 9 nether monarch's bug merely sneered. Still playing games? Fine, I'll indulge you a little longer. With a casual wave of his hand, the massive sea of flames rapidly dissipated, vanishing as if it had never existed. The pink flame reformed in Xiaoyan's hand, letting out an indignant cry. Xiaoyan could only sigh inwardly. The purifying demonic flame stood at the pinnacle of the heavenly flame ranking, if even it proved ineffective. The situation was truly dire. Yet his fighting spirit did not waver. His gaze locked onto the figure in the sky. The 9 nether monarch's bug glanced back with disdain and amusement, like a predator toying with helpless prey. Xiaoyan clenched his teeth. With a thought, the heavenly thunder fury erupted, transforming into a massive lightning net spanning 3,000 feet, crashing toward his opponent. For a fleeting moment, a subtle change flickered across the 9 nether monarch's bug's face, and Xiaoyan caught it. So, you fear lightning? A cold smile curved on Xiaoyan's lips as he pushed the heavenly thunder fury to its limits once more. I may fear lightning the 9 nether monarchs. Bug roared, but your heavenly flame is no threat to me. 9 underworld's explosion. As his shout echoed, countless venomous spikes shot from his back, streaking toward the lightning net like a torrential storm. They struck relentlessly, causing the net to tremble violently as white smoke billowed outward. A sweetness rose in Xiaoyan's throat. Blood trickled from the corner of his mouth as his body was violently blasted backward thousands of feet. Before the 9 nether monarch's bug could withdraw his attack, 3 sharp assaults arrived in an instant. He barely had time to form a poisonous barrier behind him. Dong, dong, boom. The attacks struck in succession. The poison wall held against the first 2 trembling violently before dissolving into nothingness. The third attack slammed directly into his back. Puff. Though he had blocked the initial force, the hidden energy remained. Juno's strike triggered its eruption. Blood mixed with fragments of internal organs burst from the 9 nether monarch's bug's mouth. A pack of ants. You dare injure me? Sensing the weakness creeping into his body, his eyes turned blood red as he roared in fury. Stamping his foot against the void, he sent Gu Yuan and the others flying hundreds of meters away. Ignoring their severely weakened state, he shattered the lightning net, still clinging to him, and charged straight toward Xiaoyan. In the blink of an eye, his figure appeared before Xiaoyan. His fist drove forward viciously toward Xiaoyan's abdomen. At such close range, there was no time to react. Facing the ferocity in his opponent's eyes, a destructive aura surfaced on Xiaoyan's face as his body began to swell. Puff. But before he could self-destruct, Xiaoyan suddenly saw the 9 nether monarchs' bug sent flying backward instead. Blood streamed continuously from his body. Startled, Xiaoyan lowered his gaze to his own abdomen. His eyes widened in disbelief as he exclaimed, 9 profound golden thunder. The 9 nether monarch bug was blasted backward for hundreds of meters before it could barely steady itself. It forcefully swallowed the blood rising in its throat. its gaze fixed in shock upon the small golden lightning dragon before Xiaoyan. The dragon was less than 30 meters in length, yet its presence was overwhelming. 9 profound golden thunder. Wasn't it already extinct? The creature asked, its voice laced with fear. The 9 profound golden thunder remained in the form of a small golden dragon. Threads of lightning coiled and flowed across its body, crackling softly like distant thunder. It first brushed gently against Xiaoyan as though greeting him, before abruptly locking onto the aura of the 9 nether monarch bug. A deep dragon's roar erupted. Instantly, an invisible net of lightning descended, trapping the bug within its grasp. Another roar followed. Before the stunned eyes of Xiaoyan and the others, the golden dragon's body trembled, then expanded rapidly. In an instant, it transformed into a colossal dragon, its size rivaling that of Zhu Kun himself. The massive dragon shifted, and in the blink of an eye, it appeared before the 9 nether monarch bug as if it had crossed space itself. Its enormous claws slashed down thunder, roaring with the strike. The 9 nether monarch bug's face drained of color. With a furious roar, it reverted to its true form. A gigantic black worm equal in size to the golden dragon emerged in the sky. Its massive body writhed violently, tearing free from the lightning net, then twisted sharply to evade the incoming attack. The 9 profound golden thunder growled low and charged forward. In the next instant, both vanished. Shen-Er and Kai Lin were left stunned, unable to perceive what had happened. But Xiaoyan and Gu Yuan, both possessing sovereign-level souls, could clearly witness the invisible clash unfolding between the two terrifying beings. Xiaoyan, the continent's foremost alchemist grandmaster, saw every detail. Bung! A violent collision echoed through the void. When the two figures reappeared, the golden dragon's body was riddled with wounds. Its form reduced to nearly a third of its original size. It stared coldly at its opponent. Though the 9 nether monarch bug was also injured, its condition was clearly far better. Haha. You barely qualify as a 1-star Dao Di. You're no real threat to me. If you were a 2-star 9 profound golden thunder, I might truly have perished here today. The golden dragon fell silent. After a brief pause, it suddenly turned its massive head and roared toward Xiaoyan. Xiaoyan frowned in confusion. At that moment, Zhao Yi seemed to sense something. It nodded slightly, then broke free from Xiaoyan's control and leapt into the air. In an instant, flames erupted from its small body, soaring skyward as it transformed into a radiant glazed monarch flame. Like a streak of blazing light, it shot toward the 9 profound golden thunder and fused with it. Xiaoyan and the 9 nether monarch bug both stared in stunned disbelief. From within the fusion, a young man slowly emerged. He had a head full of golden hair, his body wrapped in alien flame. Upon his chest was a faint golden dragon mark gently pulsing. His face was identical to Xiao Yi's. With a casual wave of his hand, a terrifying aura of thunder spread outward, shaking the hearts of all who witnessed it. The golden-haired youth lifted his head and grinned at the 9 nether monarch bug. This should be enough. The moment his words fell, he vanished. At the same instant, the 9 nether monarch bug roared in alarm. Its massive body twisted frantically, dodging to the side. Boom! A vast surge of lightning energy tore through the space it had just vacated, rippling the black void itself. Before it could react, bang! The attack struck. Under the horrified gazes of Xiaoyan and the others, the 9 nether monarch bug let out a piercing scream. Its enormous body was blasted apart in an instant, collapsing into nothingness. Only a grotesque, ferocious remnant remained, writhing and howling in agony. Xiaoyan stared, utterly stunned. Around him, Gu Yuanzhu, Kunxun, and Cailin were equally speechless. He couldn't help but inwardly marvel. The 9 profound golden thunder. It could actually fuse with an alien flame. And the power after fusion was terrifying beyond reason, perhaps even surpassing the 9 nether monarch bug itself. The creature let out several more agonized roars. Its eyes, once filled with arrogance, were now consumed by endless fear as it looked at the golden-haired youth. Desperate, it opened its mouth and spat out a torrent of pitch-black poisonous gas, then flared at full speed into the depths of space. The youth merely smiled faintly. Raising his right hand, a demonic pink flame appeared like boiling oil poured onto snow. In mere moments, the poisonous gas was reduced to nothing. He turned his gaze toward the fleeing figure and let out a soft snort. The sound, like a dragon's roar piercing the soul, echoed in everyone's ears. Then he stepped forward. In a single step, 3,000 feet vanished. Within a few breaths, he stood directly before the escaping nine-nether monarch bug. The creature's eyes filled with terror. Its massive body trembled violently as it tried to change direction and flee once more. The youth smiled. He took another step forward, placing both palms upon the insect's enormous head. The heavenly flame around him surged skyward, engulfing both of them. Die! As his voice fell, both figures vanished within the flames. All that remained was a small golden dragon, slowly fading away alongside the furious, despairing roar of the nine-nether monarch bug. From afar, Xiaoyan was rushing toward the scene when that final roar echoed through space. The group was startled. Xiaoyan quickly spread out his soul power, scanning the surroundings. A moment later, joy flashed across his face. The nine-nether monarch bug is dead. As his words settled, a streak of pink light shot toward him from the distance. Xiao Yi reappeared, landing lightly on his shoulder. Xiao Yan lifted it gently, noticing the exhaustion on its face. "Xiaoye, are you all right?" Xiao Yi weakly shook its head. It pointed to the small golden dragon mark on its chest, muttered a few faint words, then dissolved into flame and returned to Xiao Yan's body to recover. The moment Xiao Yi disappeared, a transparent blue bead appeared in Xiao Yan's left hand. What terrifying combat power! Feeling the immense energy within the bead, Xiao Yan couldn't help but exclaim, could this be the stored combat power of the nine-nether monarch bug? He pondered briefly but found no clear answer. With a flick of his hand, he stored the bead within his storage ring, then turned and flew back. When he returned, Jun-Er and the others were waiting anxiously. Seeing him unharmed, they all let out long breaths of relief. After recounting everything that had just occurred, Xiao Yan took out several recovery medicinal pills. The five of them then sat down within the silent black void, quietly restoring their strength. After an unknown stretch of time, a thunderous dragon's roar erupted from Ju Kun's mouth. He unfurled his massive body and growled, his tone laced with frustration. This nine-nether monarch's bug is far too powerful. He's countless times stronger than ancient monarch Tuo Shi. Xiao Yan and the other three, who had only just recovered from their injuries, exchanged bitter smiles and nodded in agreement. This was their first step into the realm of the fighting monarch, the so-called invincible realm, yet they had felt utterly powerless. Still, that young man formed from the fusion of the nine profound golden thunder and the heavenly flame. He's even more terrifying. What exactly is going on? Ju Kun turned his gaze toward Xiao Yan, his dragon eyes filled with shock. Xiao Yan slowly shook his head. He had already questioned Xiao Yi about it, yet even she could offer no explanation. All he could sense was that the lightning dragon mark on his chest had greatly amplified his energy. The heavenly flames he wielded had grown significantly stronger. Every flame had undergone a qualitative transformation. Forget it. We'll deal with that later. Who knows how much time has passed? We should move. Gu Yuan glanced at Xiao Yan, who was still deep in thought, and spoke calmly. Xiao Yan snapped back to his senses. His eyes turned toward the endless expanse ahead, and a sharp light flickered within them as he nodded. Right. We need to uncover the truth behind all of this. With that, his figure transformed into a streak of light and shot forward. Gu Yuan and the others exchanged glances. In each other's eyes, they saw the same burning fervor. Smiling, the four of them followed, becoming streams of light as they chased after Xiao Yan. Though the 5 beams of light moved at astonishing speed within this seemingly boundless space black hole, their progress felt as slow as a crawling turtle. Fortunately, no further attacks came their way, allowing them a measure of relief. After an indeterminate number of days, The surrounding darkness gradually gave way to light. Before them appeared a colossal gate of light towering millions of feet high. Within the radiant gate, 3 enormous golden characters shimmered. Transformation Emperor Gate. Feeling the overwhelming aura that stirred even the soul, Xiaoyan exhaled slowly, calming his unsteady heart as he stared at the words. He murmured, "Transformation Emperor Gate. What does that mean?" Gu Yuan shifted his gaze to the lines of majestic text beside the gate and read aloud, "Transformation Emperor Gate, enter the womb, ascend into the dragon realm. Disperse mixed do qi, absorb immortal sovereign qi. With the power of immortality, one may step into the great world." Hearing this, Xiaoyan and the others exchanged looks before turning their attention back to the gate. Within it, golden light churned while purple qi shimmered, reflecting countless dazzling colors. Shuna frowned slightly, then spoke with clarity. "I understand now. If we want to enter the world beyond this gate, we must pass through it. Once inside, the do qi within our bodies will transform into origin monarch qi. Only then can we truly enter that world." She smiled faintly and turned to Xiaoyan. "And with origin qi, crossing levels to challenge stronger opponents will become far easier for us." Gu Yuan and the others immediately understood. They recalled how they had exhausted all their strength against the 9 Nether Monarch's bug, yet inflicted little damage. Most likely his do qi already contained traces of origin qi. Though impure, it far surpassed ordinary do qi. Xiaoyan nodded thoughtfully. Back then he had defeated Yunshana Daozong while only a Dao Wang. Now standing at the same level as the 9 Nether Monarch's bug, the difficulty of challenging stronger foes had grown immensely, but this only highlighted the vast difference between do qi and origin qi. "So, our do qi will disappear once we enter." Jukun frowned, his voice uneasy. As an ancient dragon who had lived for 10,000 years, he regarded the power within his body as life itself. The thought of losing it left him deeply unsettled. Xiaoyan smiled, his eyes blazing with determination. "If that's the case, then we go in. Once we pass through the Transformation Emperor Gate, we will become true fighting monarchs. At that point, let alone the 9 Nether Monarch's bug, even if something 100 times stronger appears, we won't fear it." The moment his words fell, he surged forward, charging straight toward the Transformation Emperor Gate. Gu Yuan, Cailin, and Xun followed without hesitation. After a brief pause, Jukun gritted his teeth and rushed after them as well. As soon as they entered the gate, countless rays of light enveloped their bodies. In that instant, an overwhelming weakness washed over them, as if the most vital part of their being had been forcibly stripped away by an irresistible force. But in the very next moment, a profound and awe-inspiring energy flooded every corner of their bodies. It was a power that resonated with the soul itself, vast, pure, and overwhelming. From within them, an even greater strength surged forth, the true power of a fighting monarch. As they immersed themselves in the exhilaration brought by this transformation, the 5 strands of fighting, monarch-level do qi that had been extracted from their bodies, now infused with traces of pure origin qi, shot toward the direction of the do qi continent at an unimaginable speed. Do qi continent. A full year had passed since the Flame Emperor Xiaoyan and Gu Yuan had shattered the sky and departed. During this time, thanks to the do qi continents that Xiaoyan had reclaimed, the cultivation of many powerful experts had advanced by leaps and bounds. Compared to a year ago, the overall strength of the continent had risen significantly. Sky Mansion Alliance Star Pavilion. Yao Lao and Xiaoxia were overseeing a new group of disciples who had just entered the pavilion. These disciples were all exceptional talents from various regions, and Yao Lao was quite satisfied. Standing before thousands of spirited young cultivators gathered in the square, his low voice, infused with powerful do qi, echoed across the space. "All of you are geniuses, and the Star Pavilion exists to nurture geniuses. I won't waste words. Within 1 year, any disciple who fails to reach the Do Huang class will leave on their own." Ignoring the stunned expressions below, he turned to depart. But just as he was about to step away, his expression suddenly shifted. His gaze lifted toward the vast sky, his face tightening slightly. Xiao, who was also staring upward, paused for a moment before a look of pure joy blossomed across her delicate face. This is the power of origin monarch Qi, and it's incredibly dense. Its father and the others. Yao Lao pressed his lips together, his eyes glistening as he murmured softly, "Little fellow, you succeeded, didn't you?" In the next instant, he spun around and shouted to the bewildered disciples below, "Now that the Dou Qi across the entire continent is abundant enough, all of you must cultivate with everything you have. Within 1 year, those who fail to reach Dou Zong will leave automatically. So rich, such dense origin monarch Qi." At the same time, experts across the Yan clan, Lei clan, Pill Tower, Gu clan, and the ancient Void Dragon tribe all the way from Daozun to Daosheng lifted their heads in unison. The moment they sensed the transformation sweeping from the Shao clan's direction, nearly every ancient powerhouse was overcome with emotion, their eyes brimming with tears. There is hope. For the sovereign path, the Flame Emperor, he succeeded. Waves of jubilant voices echoed across every corner of the continent, resounding without end. If you enjoy my way of explaining and storytelling, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really motivates me to keep creating.